All right, we finished our first OCW test on the 50 grain Sierra Spitzer from the 22-250. Let's zoom in here. You can see we did 7 targets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we reversed in order. We shot 1 through 7, then we shot 7 through 1, and then back 1 through 7 again. So this was kind of the order we took: this way, back down this way, and then back up this way. And over here I've got some Caldwell velocity data. Didn't get it on all of the shots. I didn't really care about it that much because I was mainly looking to get this information here. So let's zoom in on this, and we can see that. Let's go even more. Okay, so we started out with a powder charge on the low end of 33 grains. We upped it a half a grain up to 7 times. We got up to the maximum load of 36 grains for the XBR 8208 right there. And then we shot 3 different times into target 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We got some velocity data over here, and again, it's not complete. Then what I did is I put all of this information into my ballistics app, and through the targeting data, it does the grouping and so on. It draws these boxes. So basically what you can see is it draws a box that includes all 3 shots, and then gives you a from center point of the target to the center point of that box. And that kind of shows the angle, and that's what Dan talks about in his article. And you can see that that this angle here did not really shift that much. It's shorter, but it's about the same angle between 1 and 2. And then again, it's not that much different between 1 and 2 and 3. And again, here you can see it's going counterclockwise a little bit on up to shot 3. Now it's really counterclockwise, sitting up way up here at about the 130 position. Then it's 6, and shot 6, it's back down. It rotated clockwise back down to the previous position of 1, 2, and 3. Then all of a sudden, on shot number 7, it flops back up into the more of a 1 o'clock position. So it's really hard to look. Basically, if you were saying, okay, I shot these shots, which of these groups is the best one? This is a pretty good group. That's a pretty good group. You'll see that these boxes are about the same size, between 2 and 4. Although this box is much bigger, we may have had a little bit of a flyer here to cause that, but the angle and the length of that line is about the same as this. So that's a good thing. Now, so which one of these is the one we want to use? Well, I found it easier to just go ahead and plot out this graph. So I took the data from my ballistic app and I plugged it in here, and it computes automatically for me the maximum spread, the minimum spread, the group distance to center, the average distance to center, the group width, the group height, the group offset horizontal, vertical, and then I figured the best shot and I put a mark in there. Then the average vertical offset is this. The average horizontal offset is this. I took these numbers, subtracted them from the actual offsets over here, and computed this number and this number. So what I'm doing is I'm plotting in this curve, I'm plotting this group of data. The group is the offset vertical corrected. And what it shows is that between powder load target 3 and 4, there's hardly little change. Now remember, this is, a tenth of an MOA, 0.2 MOAs, 0.3 MOAs, 0.4 MOAs on this vertical grid. So that's a very small move. But you can also see the powder charges that did not perform well at all for the vertical corrections. Now, even 3/10 of an inch is not a huge amount, but compared to everything else, it's a big amount. So you can see that 2 and 5 and 7 are definitely, if you were setting a powder charge in here, you have a lot going on here, a lot going on here. But in here, it's kind of flat. So you could shoot at 3 or 4, but probably somewhere in between is where you want to go. Because remember, this is a half a grain, and 1/10 of a grain is can be quite a bit. So what we want to do now is hone in on this area here to see which powder load is going to give us the best. Maybe it's, if we go back to our powder loads for 3 and 4, you can see up here, 3 is 34 grains and 4 is 34 and a half. So we want to try maybe 34, 34.2, 34.4, and try those 3 loads and see where we get. We probably don't want to go back to 34 and a half where we were before, because we know that that's getting close to the top. So what we want to do is probably just go a little bit under that and go up in 2/10 of a grain increments. Now, is that going to work for the horizontal? All right, so basically if you look at between 3 and 4, again, we're very flat in this whole range. So that's really good. So that's giving us a lot of leadway in the horizontal for target load 2, 3, and 4. But boy, once we jump up to 5 and 6 and 7, it's all over the place again. So this indicates to me that we should again be in that 3 to 3.5 range on our powder loads. So just let you look around a little bit here what I've done. This is pretty easy to do. I did this in a spreadsheet for the Mac called Numbers. It allows you to put in the diagrams and drawings and stuff, keep them all organized. So what's really nice about this for me is that I can do this, come back a year later and know exactly what I did in case I have to load some more ammo up.